Hey everyone, it's DeGage here. This is going to be Tech Dueling versus DarkWorlds. I played a lot of different DarkWorld people, but they all sucked ass, so eventually LordKazaKage stepped up to the plate with his DarkWorld deck, so, props to him. Thank you for stepping up and doing that, man. I appreciate it. I started off with 2 gadgets, 2 Deep Prison, a Compulsory, and a Mirror Force. Just summon, search a gadget. Now, I went a little bit conservative here because I'm versing DarkWorld, and I really don't like having DarkWorld like rape my field because they like to do that. So I was trying to save myself till after they pitched all the Graphas and crap like that. So he does DarkWorld Dealing, discards Snow. I mean, I really don't have anything to do right now. I gotta let him. I had to let him do whatever he wants to because I don't have anything exactly like Crow or anything. So he searches the Grapha. I'm like, okay. I see all these shenanigan plays coming. So he sets a monster, activates Drag Down. I discard the Brow because I don't want Grapha blowing on my face down. Show him my hand. He pitches the red. There we go. Pitch red. So I draw into D-Fissure. I'm like, sweet. And of course he has another freaking Drag Down. I'm like, dang it. There goes my D-Fissure. I was so happy I got D-Fissure. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, Drag Down. I'm like, damn. I showed him my hand. It's like, and I just automatically put it in the grave. Like, I knew that's what he was going for, so it was like, yeah, whatever. And then I drew into Tengu, and I'm like, okay, this has potential. So I normaled the Tengu. And I attacked, and I hit Morphing. And I'm like, oh, shit, because I knew he had Grapha, and I knew he had Sylva in his hand, so I'm just like, oh, this is not going to be good. This is bad, bad, and bad. So I was in a pretty bad situation here. So I draw, and he destroys my face down, obviously. So there goes Compulsory, and then he special summons a Sylva. There are 2 Sylvas actually. I'm just like, jeez. So I Duality. Now I guess I could have gone into a Roach, but he has 2 Sylva. So yeah, screw that. I really don't want to deal with that kind of crap. I mean, Roach doesn't stop Sylva after it's been played, so, I'm not going into a Roach. And I guess I could have also gone into a Utopia, but I really didn't want to. I wanted to keep my Tengu. I was debating whether to set or activate the D-Fissure, but I was like, dude, he's got 5 cards in hand. I have to activate the D-Fissure. Like, there's nothing else I can do. He has way too much advantage right now, so. Now, you're probably like, why would you set the D-Fissure? And I kind of wanted to use it as a bluff card, but it does a lot more as an actual card. So I decided to overlay after all because I was thinking, I need something to stop attacks. Like, I'm just going to need it. Like, if he starts playing stupid shit, I need something to stop it. So I go ahead and set my traps. And I chose that monster over Roach because Roach can be ran over and that one can't. So, I was just like, yeah. So I played the D-Fissure, last thing, activated, Smashing Ground. He solemns the Smashing Ground. I was like, Jesus. So he's got double Sylva, and he exceeds summons, and I'm like, oh, some bitch. Exceed summons into Volcasaurus. I'm like, what the fuck does that do? I read it and went, yeah, bite me, motherfucker. I'm warning that shit. And if you don't know what it does, once per turn you can destroy one monster your opponent controls, and they take the damage equal to the attack of that monster, and that's not cool. I don't feel like taking 2,500 damage. So he plays DarkWorld Dealings. I draw Chaos Trap Hole. It's just like, whatever. I don't want it anyway because I don't want to pay another 2,000. So I draw Book of Moon. I was like, yeah, Book of Moon isn't exactly great in this situation, but it's okay. So he loses the 15. I set the book. I've pretty much got complete control. I've got the Trap Hole, I've got the book, and I've got the Solemn. I mean, there's really nothing he can do. I mean, and I've got the D-Fissure. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, there's nothing he can do, really. He starts hiding behind defense monsters, and I'm like, a Road! Oh, great. And now if only, like, I had a use for Road. But I said it anyway. Basically, I got out of a really bad situation really nicely. And that was kind of the whole point. And then, yeah, as you can see, I'm talking to him over here. And I was like, dude, I so pro-played out of that mess. He's like, I'm not going to bitch. And he said he would have solemned the D-Fissure, and I'm like, but you solemned the Smashing. Like, you could have solemned the D-Fissure, but you did solemn Smashing. It's like, I don't understand. I mean, if you wanted to solemn the D-Fissure, why didn't you? Like, I don't know, man. That's that's neither here nor there. So basically, I was just talking to him because like it's great to be able to talk like when you're versing someone you're friends with, because then you can just talk to him and have fun and stuff. So he does Gates to try and get something out of his deck, but he gets nothing. So he says good game. That was a pretty easy win because I got out of it really good. Like if he had Solemn the defissure instead, I mean I guess he would have had one Silva left. I still would have went into that, and I still would have had 3 back rows. So I mean I still would have been in a very good position, but maybe a little bit less. Because, like, yeah, he would still have Gates effect and stuff. So, I mean, I've been in a less of a position. So, I mean, he saw him the wrong thing. But, we all make misplays. I mean, that's just something we do. Nobody's perfect. So, I go into this one, and I'm just like, that looks pretty good. Unfortunately, he has Drag Down. And I'm just like, yeah, of course you have Drag Down. I wonder what you're going to pick. I just put it in the graveyard because I knew that's what he was going for. I mean, nobody likes to see Consecrated. Then I draw a Warning, and I'm like, Consecrated plus Warning? Why can't I do that? And then, of course, he plays another Drag Down, and I'm like, jeez. Drag Down is, I'm going to say this real quick, Drag Down is good because it gives you hand knowledge, but it's a -1. Like, see, automatically, he's got... I mean, he did get back to 5 cards, which is pretty good, but it's still 6 to 5. He still lost advantage off those drags, and it's just like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem great to me, in my opinion. So I activate, Dimensional Fissure first thing to see if he's going to Solemn or something like that. He doesn't, so of course, can you guess what I'm adding to my hand? Hello, Consecrated Light. Unfortunately, he had the Warning. Bastard. So I played the Smashing, I tried to play Smashing, he Dark Dealed, so I basically pitched a card from his hand and it gets removed, because I think I hit a monster? I don't know. Was it? Yeah, it was a monster. Yeah, it was. So I pitched a card from his hand, it was a monster. See? Silva. And I set that, and I went normal summon, and I'm like, yay, I'm in good position, and he's like, Warning, I'm like, damn it. That was not what I wanted to see. Of course, he gets banished by defissure. And he plays that, so I draw, and I'm just like, I'll discard Torrential. Because I already had the Mirror Force. I mean, I really didn't need much more than that. So he attacks, and I'm like, no. Denied. So pretty much we're in an interesting situation here. Now here he tries to play Dark Deal, and this is funny because I started arguing with him about a ruling, and we did this a few times while we were dueling. Trust me. Started arguing about a ruling, saying you can't do it, and he's saying I can. You just can't discard anything. And the thing is, with dark dealings, you cannot activate it if you have no cards in hand, because you change the effect to you discard 1 card. The problem is you can't discard cards. So by activating, you're activating a card which you can't fully resolve, and it's illegal activation. And so we started looking it up and everything. And like I said here, I was told that you have to have cards to use it, and that was told to me by a friend who's a judge, and he's using it right now. And he's like, "Come on, you're supposed to look it up and not get it from someone else." I'm like, yeah, well, told me by a friend of mine who is a judge and is using DarkWorld, so I kind of took it on good faith from him. Because I don't play DarkWorld, so I don't look up random cards like Dark Dealings. So, also, I put the banished Consecrated Light back on top of my deck, but, doesn't matter. So, we proceed to start looking up the ruling. This will take a little bit. Now, these things are very important to know, like when you're versing DarkWorld, that way, because otherwise he would just activate that and my Smashing Ground wouldn't do anything. Or my Duality wouldn't do anything, I should say. But Duality is essential. So I looked it up on here, and this is actually a forum site, but I looked up, basically I Googled Dark Dealing, no cards in hand ruling. And that was the first thing that came up, so I looked at that. And he was saying, that's weird, though, I looked it up the other day. So, I basically revealed the top 3. I'm like, Warning, Compulsory, and Bottomless. Forget the Warning, dude. I don't want to lose life points, so I just get the Bottomless. So I shuffle the others back into my deck. Unfortunately, no monster. Like, I wanted a monster, but I was like, damn, no monster. I've got the crow, which doesn't really help very much. So he draws, he sets, he ends. And I get the Tengu. I'm like, normal summon. He's like, warning. I'm like, damn it. Why is it every time I get Tengu, someone has a fucking warning set? Like, what is this? This is a conspiracy. I swear. So I get compulsory. It's like, yeah. So he flips Morphing Jar, and I'm just like, no. N-O. Get the hell out of my game. So, and I know a lot of people are like, why would you Solemn Warning a Morphing Jar when, you know, you have control like that? And it's like, well, I don't want him top decking into a bunch of crap. I mean, if I attacked the Morphing Jar and it flipped, fine. I have a turn to set up my field to protect myself. But when he flips it on his turn, that means he can get all his cards, play his Heavy Storm, and then swarm me like crazy. And I'm not dealing with that. So I take the 13, get the smashing, activate the smashing, and it's just going back and forth right now. And this is a very iffy time. Like, I'm waiting for him to MST the D-Fissure. Like, I really am. Like, because that's why I'm waiting with the Crow. But he actually hasn't played it yet, and I was actually surprised. I'm like, wow, he hasn't got an MST yet. So basically, here I'm just trying to hold him off. I mean, I've got a second D-Fissure, but there's no point in playing both of them because if he draws heavy, then I get screwed, and I'd rather not have that happen. So basically, we're really just top decking at this point. And now he summons that and attacks, and I choose to compulsory because I don't want to take the damage. I'm a little bit above half. Now, drawing that compulsory is very nice because I was thinking, how the hell am I going to protect the red? I'm going to have to set it. But when I drew the compulsory, I'm like, great, I can go offensive again, which means I can do 13 and set the compulsory. So I mean, I kind of lucked out there, I guess. I don't know, but if I didn't play the compulsories, then I wouldn't have drawn it. So that's another thing. So I attack for the 13, and really, like I said, versus DarkWorld, like I play aggressively and cautiously at the same time. Like, I want to go against DarkWorld, but if you watch me during this duel, I don't overextend. Like, I really don't. Like, if I don't have the cards to overextend, like in the beginning, I set one back row and passed. Most people would set like 2 or 3 to prepare. I don't do that because if I get played Heavy Storm on and then they ditch a Grapha, I'm screwed. I mean, just really. So I mean, I don't set myself up like that, which is I think why a lot of people actually do lose to DarkWorld when they do lose. It's because they get in over their head. And of course, he had another Deepers, and it's just like going back and forth. Like, it really is. It's like do it. It's just retarded. So he's at 547. I'm feeling pretty good. He did get that, and I'm just like, gay. So it's just like, and right here, I'm going, come on for a top deck. Come on for a top deck. And then he brings back frickin' dumbass from the graveyard. I'm like, BS. I'm like, oh, yay. Deep Prison. I'm happy. Top decking a Deep Prison right when he special summons the Grapha? Oh, I'll take that. And it's funny because we were talking on Skype at the time we were playing, and he's like, can I attack into a Deep Prison? Then he attacked, and I'm like, sure. He's like, damn it. So, I mean, it was pretty fun. I flip summon the red, normal summon the green. And I started being an idiot, and I'm like, I overlay 2 monsters. Just because I was just messing around. To exceed summon number 39, Utopia. I mean, we were just having fun, and I just figured, you know, this was such an epic duel.